Welcome, and thank you for joining us for tonight's Admitted and Applied Students Night for Helms College. My name is Jose Malabo. I'm Senior Vice President for Marketing and Admissions at the school. Over the next hour, you're going to hear from some great speakers from all across the institution, leaders from admissions, financial aid, student services. You'll hear from one of our current students, and of course, you're going to hear from our academic and educational leaders. I'll note, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat, and I will pose them to this panel of speakers towards the end of this session this evening. I really hope that this event is informative and inspiring, but if for some reason we don't cover an area you're interested in, or we don't get to all the questions that time permits, please make sure to email us at contact@helms.edu. And someone on our team, my team, will get back to you as soon as possible. Make sure you stick around for the very last piece of this before I close the evening right around 7 p.m. My colleague, Kelly McWilliams, who runs marketing and admissions for Helms out of Macon, has probably the most important 2 slides for the evening, and that is the next steps on how to get enrolled in Helms College. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce one of my colleagues. She is a culinary educational leader, and one of my favorite people to work with in Helms is Chef Christina Dahl, who is Director of Culinary Education. Chef Dahl?
Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to Helms College. I'm so excited you all are here. Congratulations on taking your next future steps to your new career. So at Helms College, we have a experiential learning process that we go through with our students, where it's a hands-on learning, where the students really get to have real-world experiences using our state-of-the-art facilities, having our expert instructors, and our wonderful equipment. Here at Helms College, especially on both campuses, you have a Macon campus and an Augusta campus. We have a culinary program. In Macon, we offer the certificate program, which can feed into the diploma and then feed into the associate's degree. On Augusta, we have the diploma program with feeding into the associate's degree. We also just started a bacon and pastry program. It's a diploma program, which is 1 year. And then we also have the Cork program, which is your clubs and resorts and operations. So here we have a lot of new and exciting things happening on both campuses. We have 2 kitchens being built, one in Macon and one in Augusta. We have a bacon and pastry kitchen. A lot of things going on, a lot of construction. We have a new parking lot that's being built in Augusta. In the new kitchen in Augusta, we're going to have a student commons area for the students to hang out. So we've got a lot going on, a lot of new things, new welcome center with the admissions. So we're very excited you guys are here. When you're looking at, especially if you're looking at the culinary program, it definitely will launch your career when you have your associate's degree. Because today in this world, you've got to have a piece of paper to move forward, to be honest. I have students who move on from culinary school and go into an executive chef positions in a few years. And the neat thing is you have so many opportunities in front of you. We really have a vibrant learning environment in the school on both campuses. And we're really excited for you all to come and join us. So, I can't wait to see you on campus. And I look forward to meeting you. And if you have any questions, please let us know. But we're very, very excited. And I'm going to move on and introduce you to Bill Dindy. He's our Director of Education. And let's have a great night. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to Helms College. My name is Bill Dindy, and I'm the Director of Education Compliance here at Helms College. The college, named in honor of Dr. Edgar J. Helms, was founded by Goodwill Industries of Middle Georgia in Macon in 2007 with a single culinary program. We've since grown into 2 campuses with 8 programs and have graduated hundreds of students over the past 15 years. Our goal at Helms College is to provide you with the tools, knowledge, and skills you need to achieve in your personal and professional lives through our experiential learning model that Chef Dahl was speaking about. Now, we have a number of venues built into the college that are set up for you to get real-world industry experience as part of your program. And these include Edgar's Bistro in Macon. We've got Edgar's Grill, the Pinnacle Club, Edgar's Above Broad, Edgar's Bakehouse, and the American Renal Associates Dialysis Center, which is currently being constructed on the Augusta campus. Students in the associate degree programs and the multi-skilled medical assistant and hemodialysis technicians programs also complete an externship at one of our many partner employer sites, where the skills that you attain in your courses can be practiced in a safe and supervised environment. In fact, many of our students perform so well on their externship sites that they're hired immediately upon completing their externship. All our programs at Helms College also include 1 or more national industry certification. Now, skills have become the global currency of the 21st century economies, and in a world where competition for jobs, pay increases, and academic success continue to increase, these certifications are credible assessment of our students' knowledge, skills, and abilities. Although employers have many job openings, they struggle to find qualified, skilled applicants to fill those positions, and the certifications that Helms College graduates earn close that gap, and about 80% of our graduates are employed in their field of study shortly after graduation. So I invite you to take full advantage of all of our many resources as you navigate your educational journey, from exceptional faculty members to the career and student service advisors, and our remedial education services, which includes a GED program on site. We're here to serve you and give you every opportunity to thrive as a student and in your career. I wish you all the best in your endeavors, both in and out of the classroom, and look forward to participating in your success. And I look forward to meeting each of you in the next couple of weeks at the new student orientation. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Calvin. I'm a current student at Helms College. I'm a fourth quarter student, to be exact. I'm going into my associate's degree soon after, within a couple months now. I'm here from Macon, Georgia. I attended Westside High School. I enjoyed my time there at Westside High School. I played football and also did ROTC. I left Westside to go into the, well, scratch that, it wasn't the military first, it was college first. Of course, I tried my luck with my scholarship playing football. I did fairly well, but I ended up getting injured and kind of just leaving. And just wasn't sure if I was ready to be on my own, to be honest with you, just to be real. But I did end up leaving and coming back home, in which I wound up, working for a little bit, and then just to kind of stay away from getting in trouble, into too much trouble, I decided to join the military because I had been in ROTC. And like I said, I kind of had that as my backup plan anyway. So I decided to join the military, Air Force branch to be exact. I spent 12 years in the Air Force. I enjoyed my time in the service, which also leads me to Helms College. The reason why I told you about that is because my military career is what started my culinary journey. It ignited that initiative, that first seed that was planted for me to start culinary school. And it was because traveling to different countries and being able to indulge and experience different cultures and different people from different walks of life of different countries and different areas, and then being able to eat their different cuisines and dishes from scratch, and then those that that have been Americanized as well. And it was just an amazing experience. That was like one of the biggest things I got out of it, was just the joy of food and of being able to just eat good food, whether it be expensive or cheap, just eating something you never tried before and it be delicious. And so once I was done in the military, it was like, yo, what else do I do? What else do I have that I know how to do? My skills that I have. I was like, I could go back and play sports, but my body isn't the same, and I'm not as young as I used to be. The knees don't work like they used to, but um, still in good shape. But it was just like I wanted to do something different. I want to do something that I like and I love. And to be honest with you, I was scared. I was afraid because it was something I never tried before, never done before. I always looked at cooking like it was difficult because I've seen women do it most of my life. I've seen men do it too, but it seemed difficult at the time, and it was just me just lacking knowledge. And so it was like I had already, know that I wanted to cook before or wanted to try cooking. Everybody did that when they were kids, putting things in a pot and just mixing things up, just making concoctions. But it was just like really when I joined the military that I really like, you know what, I want to try it. When I was in high school, I didn't really take my grades as serious, and even then, it was like it was more so about the sports, and because sports was my passion, so that's where it was. But now that cooking is my passion, I can see and say that for the first time, I made the dean's list. Um, and it feels amazing, and it feels great to be able to go to school and love to be there and want to be there, enjoy your instructors, enjoy the environment, enjoy what you're doing there. And then just like any job and anything that you go through in life, you're gonna have your frustrations, you're gonna have your days where you don't want to be there and you don't want to do things. But when you're really passionate about something, it outweighs all those bad things or the negatives in it, and you kind of find an inner peace within it, you know. Like if I was to look back at myself, like back now, if I was recruiting myself, I would have told myself like, yo, man, you can literally come up here to this school. If you want to learn to cook, you can learn to cook, and you don't necessarily have to sit in the classroom for like 75% of the time. You'll be in the kitchen, you'll be hands-on while you'll still be studying, but this is more direct to what you want to learn and what you want to do and what you want to do as far as like with your culinary career. I recommend Helms College, and I seriously ask you to, like, when you come, like, take it seriously and just have an open mind and like embrace the environment, embrace the newness, embrace the networking, embrace the new people. Like, don't come closed off. You gotta be open to learn. I really do enjoy this craft, and I really do encourage you to try Helms College. Come see us. I will personally, if I see you, I personally will reach my hand out to you, and we can work together, network, bounce off ideas. I'll show you something. Maybe I can learn something from you because hey, you're never too old or too grown to learn, right? Hey, come to Helms College. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
All right, and thank you to Calvin for that video. I actually know Calvin, y'all, and I'm Kelly McWilliams. I'm the admissions rep and content marketing manager here in our Macon campus. And I've gotten to know Calvin. He is one of our Generation Scholars and a Helms College ambassador, as you can tell. And if you come to our Macon campus, you can meet him, and he's really a delight to get to know. So next, our instructors are going to share a few about each department. You're going to hear from Chef Michelle Towler with our baking and pastry program. You're going to hear from both Sharice Gibbons and Jenny O'Neill with our health services school, and also from Mr. John Marable with our School of Industrial Trades and the HVAC and refrigeration program. So I'm going to hand it off to Chef Michelle Towler on baking and pastry.
Hi, I'm Michelle Toller. I'm an ACF certified executive pastry chef and one of the pastry instructors here at Helms. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate you on investing in yourself and your future. My Helms education has been a game changer for me, and I just know it will be for you. A little bit about me. I am a mid-career changer, so my adventure started after I ended my first career. And in doing so, I became a certified Wilton Method instructor. From there, I led into becoming a cottage food licensed establishment. I started that and ran that business successfully. But during that time, I also had enrolled in a 12-month certification, bacon and pastry certification program, which really during that time gave me the desire and the want to become an instructor. So to pursue that goal and to reach that level, I knew education had to be in my future. So like many of you, I did some research and I ended up finding Helms College. In my area, there was no bacon and pastry school. So Helms, I had learned that many pastry chefs, even though they may not have baking and pastry, they have culinary degrees, and then they specialize in bacon and pastry. So I became super excited when that opportunity was presented to me, and I jumped on board. My education here has led me to places I never would have dreamed I have gone. Do I feel like I would have achieved the success that I've achieved today? Absolutely not. Not without the foundational knowledge that Helms provided me, also the experiential learning going into different kitchen settings. I've worked under pastry chefs here. I've done the masters here. I've also done worked at the Pinnacle a little bit under a chef instructor, as well as Egger's Grill here. So experiential learning encompassed with the education that you get here by far will help jumpstart whatever your dream is for your hospitality. The other thing that I would like to point out is that one of my table mates actually left, or I shouldn't say left, she finished her education, got her degree, and she went on to work in Savannah under the head chef there at the Gray. The chef there is a James Beard Award-winning chef. And so that opportunity was phenomenal for her. There was also another individual in my class, or in a later class, that actually went on to do an externship in Italy. So the opportunities, while there are so many around here, you have so many advanced opportunities out in the world. You can really dream as big as you want to dream or as high as you want to go, and you can get there with the foundation of Helms. At this point, I would like to just thank you for giving me some of your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the program, and I look forward to answering any questions in the Q&A session.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cherise Gibbons, licensed practical nurse.
And I'm Jenny O'Neill, certified medical assistant.
And we are two of the healthcare services instructors here at Helms College. We are so excited to have you join us. This is your first steps towards your new healthcare career.
What I love about the medical assisting program here is that it's fast-paced. There are smaller class sizes that make learning skills more efficient. While we're very passionate about healthcare and learning, we try to make the experience fun and as painless as possible.
So if you're afraid of needles, we're going to help you to overcome that here. Here at Helms College, we're a family. We care about you both academically and personally. The faculty here go the extra mile to make sure that you are successful in your journey towards certification.
The other staff at Helms College are approachable, helpful with needs outside of class, such as tutoring, financial aid, and counseling.
Did we forget to mention that in our last certification testing, our passing rate was 97%?
And that many of our students do get hired right at their extern site.
So we strive for excellence here at our program at Helms College.
Becoming part of the Helms College family is going to be one of the best decisions you've made.
And we can't wait to meet you on campus.
Hello, I'm John Marable from Helms College. I am here representing the Industrial Maintenance Program. Our program is designed to help you educate you in the HVAC career. We have plenty of opportunities after you graduate to provide you. We also have plenty of knowledge to provide you. When you graduate, you'll get your tool bag, probably $500 worth of tools. So when you go to your first job, your employer, this is an advantage. Your employer won't have to buy materials or equipment. Another resource that you get from this class is you will graduate with your EPA certification, which is another bonus. So you'll have the $500 worth of equipment, plus you'll get your EPA certification, which helps you negotiate your salary a little better. So another thing that we do in the classroom is we have hands-on to reinforce our classroom. We will take you on field trips to other facilities so you can actually see what that equipment does in the real world. We work in this building on the rooftop unit. We will take you on the rooftop unit, and that view is amazing. You can see the entire city from there. You can see the other larger units on other rooftop units. So we use that rooftop unit or the rooftop as an extension of our classroom. So we will teach from up on the rooftop here. We also have equipment inside of our classrooms that you can have hands-on. We have residential units, we have rooftop units, we have a 5-ton units, 3-ton units in the classroom. We have window units, we have ice machines, we have a one ice machine, and we also have a 10-ton or 12-ton rooftop unit. So what we want you to be able to do is take the knowledge that you learn in the classroom and just go for it out here on our equipment and learn. So when you get to your first job, you will have a hands-on working knowledge of what you do. You also need to have to be able to communicate that knowledge. We'll help you with that too. You will be able to know every component that you're working on, so you can explain it on your first interview or to your first customer exactly what you're doing. Yes, we've had a student who actually came in and explained to us that he'd been working in the field since he was in the field for 12 years, and his income just couldn't sustain his family. After graduating here, his first job doubled his income from his prior 12 years, and he said it changed the trajectory of his life. So now he's on a different life course than he ever expected to be on. I look forward to talking to you later in the Q&A. Feel free to reach out to us at any time.
Thanks, John. Thanks for those words and everybody that spoke regarding your respective areas. Unfortunately, John can't stick around for the Q&A, but Bill Dindy will be here to cover any industrial trades questions on his behalf. While I kind of look at the queue and I'm waiting for some questions to kind of hit, I know there's one because I work very closely with our admissions team, both in Macon and Augusta, that I'm going to be talking in regards to career services. And Sharice, I think this goes to you. Like the number one question I get when I run into students is, what kind of career planning and services do they get when they become a Helms student?
That is indeed a great question. Part of what I get to do with the students is first get to know them, learn about what they want to do, and doing my part to find opportunities that fit them well. So we look at what their skills are, we look at their resumes, we look at opportunities that opportunities that I can provide for them to be well qualified and suited for positions that they are interested in.
So I'll just follow on real quick on that, Sharice, in terms of a lot of our students will be on campus for new student orientation towards the end of this month. Do they have to make appointments with you, or is there a regular program that you come in and introduce your services to our students?
So it's a combination of the two. I do like appointments because then I can have dedicated one-on-one time with the students, but I also make my way around campus and I do lots of classroom pop-ins, sharing opportunities with them. And then also I look forward to also providing trainings and workshops available to the students, but I'm definitely big on one-on-one appointments.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure to introduce you to the incoming students during next or this month's new student orientation. We recently, so thank you for Sharice for that. We recently announced housing in Augusta, and I think this is going to go to you, Kelly, and anyone else who wants to provide some support for first-year culinary students in the Augusta area. Kelly, I don't know if you can take that on in terms of providing details on the new housing, the move-in times, et cetera. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have residential housing near our Augusta campus at the Somerville apartments available to first-year culinary students because that's our, it's our first year. That's our biggest cohort right now. But they are not too far from the Augusta University. Move-in date is from September 30th to October 2nd. So mark your calendars. And you can apply online. We have the application link on our Helms College website. So September 30th to October 2nd.
Thanks, Kelly. I think that's really, we're all looking forward to building out a more destination-oriented campus in Augusta and perhaps beyond that. I'm looking quickly at the chat. I'm going to jump to someone who's referencing what Chef Dahl you mentioned earlier in regards to new kitchens and the construction and development of that campus in Augusta. Question is, will the baking and pastry program be offered in Macon as well? Hopefully you can shed some light on that.
Sure, I'd love to. So in Macon, we don't offer it right now for the bacon and pastry, but we're looking at in the future to have a bacon and pastry program that will be either a certificate to start off with and then a diploma. So I've already been talking to my team over there to start getting it ready so that within the next year, hopefully we'll have the bacon and pastry program up and running. So very excited.
Thank you, Chef. So this next one in regards to enrollment deadlines, Bill, I know you and I work very closely together on developing the academic calendar. Can you take that answer on in terms of our enrollment deadlines and then a little bit beyond that kind of move towards what we're moving to longer term?
Yeah, so currently our deadline for enrollment will be the Friday before orientation, which will be the last Friday in September. Starting January, our enrollment deadlines will be about the same, 1 week before the new student orientation. The reason we have to do that is it takes about a week to process the application, housing applications, and financial aid takes about 3 to 5 days. So we have to cut off new enrollments about 1 week before student orientation. And that information can be found for the coming year in our Helms College catalog on our website at helms.edu.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
The chat is, I'd add to that, we'll do a better job or more job of promoting all these new deadlines as they change over time in the marketing division, our marketing team at Helms. There's a really good question. I think I'm going to toss it to Jenny or Sharice for health services in terms of, and if the culinary leadership talk about it too. There's a general question regarding what is our classroom experience like? And I'm gathering that's based on the opening regarding our experiential learning approach. So I'll leave it to Jenny or Sharice if you want to talk about that, and any of the other professors or educators on the call can take a stab at it too.
Well, on the health services side, with our classroom experience, usually we begin the day every day around 9:15. because we have uniform check from 9:05 to 9:15 in the hallway, where we inspect your uniform, make sure you have all the materials you need for a typical day working as a medical assistant. The most important thing we want our students to understand is that you show up every day for work prepared. That means your stethoscope, your watch, your notebook, your pen, everything should be in your pocket when you come to work, including your badge. You cannot work without your badge. So our uniform inspection is first. Then we move into the class and have lecture and then lab. We have hands-on experience in every single class we have on the medical side. You're going to learn blood pressures. We learn to draw blood. We learn to do EKGs. When you leave the medical assisting program, you won't just leave as a certified medical assistant. You will also leave, you can have the potential, to take the EKG exam to be certified in EKG and also in phlebotomy. So there is so much knowledge that you're going to get through this program, so much hands-on experience. It's just awesome. You're going to love every day of class.
I don't know if I would have survived the inspection of a uniform myself. So I do see the students go through that. So thank you for that. We have the time. If anybody else wants to add to that from a culinary or HVAC perspective, I think that would help.
I'll be happy to. Ditto on what Miss Charisse had said. We as well, we come in, we do lineup. Being in class each and every day is paramount, because missing one day in our career or in our school career is like missing a week. We also have a lot of hands-on. We don't do like some other colleges where you may spend 2 days in a lab and the rest of the week you're in a class. We literally, every day that you're in a lab class, you're in the lab working. And we as well start out, we have about 45 minutes, an hour of lecture time, and then we hit the labs. And of course, that is after uniform inspection as well. On both the BPA side, the Bacon and Pastry Arts side, and as well as the culinary side, in both diploma matrix and in both segments, you have opportunities to earn certifications. We use Manage First, and we earn certifications that are great resume builders, and you're going to gain so much knowledge if you're a sponge and you come to class and you watch and listen and learn from each and every one of the talented chefs. You can't go wrong. So it's definitely hands down. We're on the bus and we are going towards whatever direction we need to go in. So yeah.
Thank you, Chef Towler. Unless somebody else has something to add to that in terms of our experiences in the classroom. There you go, Chef Dahl.
Hey, so I definitely wanted to touch on that because I think it's really important. At most culinary schools, they don't necessarily have the experiential learning. You're having a lecture, you're seeing your chef do a demo, and then you're in production. Where here in Helms, we have, and it's on both campuses, in your banquet class, both of our campuses are connected to a conference center. So in Macon, you have the Anderson Conference Center. In Augusta, you have the Snelling Conference Center. So we have a banquet class, and instead of making up fictitious events, we literally are prepping and firing the food for a paid event for these conference centers. So, the students are really learning the back of the house training and the front of the house training, because some of them will go out front and work with the guests and set up the banquets and all the events. So it's really getting that hands-on experience and learning how to cater an event, if you will, how to set up your production and how to order and fire your event. The other is in our fourth quarter class, the students will work in Macon. It will be at Edgar's Bistro, or in Augusta, it's at Edgar's Grill, where it is a live restaurant where you are 4.5 weeks in the front of the house and you're 4.5 weeks in the back of the house. So you're literally working on the line, firing the dishes as they're ordered from our paid guests. And in the front of the house, you're taking, you're working, getting the orders and serving the guests too. And you're working in different stations, so you're rotating through. So you're really getting that hands-on. In Augusta, we also have the Pinnacle Club. So if we have enough students, we'll even rotate them down to the Pinnacle Club so they can work down there and get that hands-on experience. So it really is a great learning tool, because a lot of students, what I've seen is they come to school and they've never worked in a restaurant. And what happens is you get to go, they wake up, they go, oh, wow, I can do this. And that's the great thing with experiential learning, is that you're in that real world environment and you really see that you can do this, and you build that confidence. And I have so many students that come alive and they get excited. They're like, I can work the grill. And I'm like, you can do whatever you want. And so it really is great for our students that they're getting that real world experience. So, and then they go into externship if they do the associate's degree. So it's always a wonderful thing, but experiential learning, we have it here at Helms College. I'm very excited. Thanks.
So Chef, I'll do a follow on with you real quick, because there was a question regarding a novice, somebody who's really novice at cooking. I'm going to gather that this is not intimidating, that you're going to onboard these novice students into this culinary environment.
Yes. So here's the thing that I will tell you is, when you come to culinary school, you don't necessarily know and have a lot of experience. You're excited about the industry, you like cooking, but we're going to teach you everything that you need to know to walk into a commercial kitchen. We're going to teach you how to hold a knife and to do classical knife skills, and go into your stocks and sauces and learn, the basics of all of these techniques. And we're going to teach you how to braise and how to saute and how to poach and fry, and vegetable cookery and potato cookery and homemade pasta. And, like the students today, they made beef bourguignon, which is a very classical dish. So, we're going to teach you the things that you need to know. And in the process of being in school, you're also going to be learning all the, the professionalism that comes with it, which is showing up on time and being in class, and yes, chef, what can I do? And being a part of it and being excited and having that energy and that passion. Because I've had so many students that go out to events and they work with chefs from out in the industry, and the chef, the student has no experience at all. And the chefs go, hey, I like you. I like your energy. I like your professionalism. Hey, come and work for me. Come work at my restaurant. And they all of a sudden they're working in a high-end restaurant. So you never know who you're going to meet, but it is, to me, is the more that you want, you're going to get. If you come in and you're like, okay, that's what you're going to get. Okay. But you know what? If you come in and you're excited and you're pumped and you really want to learn something, culinary school's here. We're going to feed you. And that's the neat thing is food feeds my soul. And you know what? If it feeds your soul and it feeds that passion, guess what? You're going to find that, and you're going to go out from here. And the world's your oyster. What do you want to do? And if you have a knife, you can travel and go anywhere. And that's the beautiful thing about the hospitality industry. There's restaurants and hotels and clubs. They're all over the world. You can work anywhere. It really is what's your desire? What do you want, and what's your dream? And I always tell my students, dream big, go big or go home. And because I worked in 4-star hotels and resorts, so I loved it. But you can go anywhere and you can do anything. You just have to have that passion and that energy, and you can do it. We're here to help you.
Thank you, Chef. And then the next time I get on a plane and I get stopped for my knife, I'm going to tell them what you said, that I could go anywhere I want because Chef Dahl told me so. So before I go into some of the last questions regarding academics, because there's a couple of them regarding externships, applications, as well as I think I saw another one regarding housing and classroom. I did want to take advantage of the fact that our resident financial aid expert here, Jerry Brogan, is on the call. I think we all know college in this country is not free, and it takes a lot of financial planning to get through it. So with that, Jerry, I would love for you to kind of give an overview of how you and your department work with our incoming students on getting financially packaged and ready to come to school the first week of class. You're on mute. Does Sorry about that. I think we're having a couple technical issues with Jerry's connection in the office. I'm going to circle back to her hopefully towards the end. So apologize for that. So I'll go back to the original question that came in regarding, and this is really for the broader team in terms of do students have to apply for externships? And I guess that's within each subject matter area. If somebody, Bill, I don't know if you want to take that first, and then we can kind of move down the line. That would be great.
Sure. In the multi-skilled medical assistant program, they have an externship in the fourth quarter, and this is a 198-hour externship. We have partnerships with about 50 different doctors' offices, urgent care centers, community health clinics, and the students don't need to necessarily apply for the externship, but what we try to do is let the students decide what type of office they'd like to do their externship. And then we try to match them to a site that's close to their home, especially students who live in Macon, for example. Rather than drive 30 minutes a day to Augusta, we'll try to find them a site in Macon closer to their home. For the partnership with 9 American Renal Associate dialysis centers and 60 DaVita dialysis centers. And we will do our best, again, to place you at a site closest to your home. Now, if there's a site, say a student wants to do their externship at their own doctor's office, we can set that up as well. If the student lets us know, the name of the office, the location, we'll contact that office, pay them a visit, sign an agreement with that site, and the student can do an externship at their own doctor's office. The thing to remember, whether you're a day student or an evening student, externships for both programs are done only during the day. So if you're an evening student in the medical assistant program, your entire fourth quarter will be during the day. If you are an evening student in the dialysis program, your externship and entire third and final quarter is done during the day. Thank you.
So does anybody from the other culinary or health services program want to jump in on that?
Sure, I can. With our externship for the culinary program, you usually go into externship once you've gone into your associate's degree. Our externship is 242 hours over 11 weeks, which is about 24 hours a week, which isn't much. Usually I ask the students, is there a specific place that you would like to work? If they have a specific site that they want to go to, they go there. They also go and talk with Charisse because we have a lot of the industry who are contacting us wanting our students to come work for them. We have students right now, they're at the Cork and Flame, they're at the Augusta Marriott, the Partridge Inn. They're everywhere. I have some that are at Augusta University, at senior living. So it's not specific to just restaurants, but it's really, where do you want to go? I always tell students, if you want to do personal catering, go work for a hotel and work in the banquets. So there's all kinds of externship sites that we have. We also have externship agreements with the Ritz-Carlton in Lake Oconee. We have at Reynolds Plantation. I have students at the Augusta National. We have the Gray Oaks We have, which I think is in North Carolina, the Cliffs. So we have a bunch of sites that are with some places that are willing to take our students. Some of them have housing. So if you're willing to travel and go to another state, there are places available for you. And then if you want to just stay in the city, you can do that too. So very exciting. Thanks.
Thanks, Shafdal. So I'm going to, at the time, we have about 5 more minutes for questions left before we have to move to the next steps piece with Kelly. I want to circle back a little bit. Actually, Kelly and or Bill or whomever want to take this. There was a question I think it pays going back to regarding what are the stipulations for housing in this current quarter? Perhaps somebody joined a little late. So Kelly, if you don't mind kind of repeating that, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. So for this quarter coming up, right now it is open to first-year culinary students. So if you are just signing up for culinary school in the Augusta area, and you are interested in housing, there's an application. You've got to enroll first as a student, but once you have completed your enrollment and are signed up as a student for the fall quarter, you can then go online and fill out a housing application. Correct me if I left out anything.
Just left out that we'll be happy to help people move boxes, anything under 10 pounds. That was a joke. So I want to try to go back and hopefully I'm going to do this slowly. Hopefully Ms. Brogan's mic is working at this point. I did want to kind of give her some time to come back and try to answer that question in regards to how we work with students in financial aid. So I'm hoping her connection is a little bit better today or this time. Oh. Well, we gave it a shot. I'm so sorry, but if you email us at contact@helms.edu, I will make sure I shuttle any questions regarding financial aid to Ms. Brogan or the FAFSA as soon as possible. I apologize, it didn't seem to work with her end of this connection. There wasn't an answer. I'll answer this one question. I think Chef Dahl answered it. Do our students work at the master's? I think she touched on that in her last answer. I think that's a pretty common thing based on the graduates I've met over the last 6 months. With that, I think there's one last question, and if Bill or if somebody else can touch on it, it's regarding the day and night shifts. I know it's different per area of study. Either could you try to tackle that question or point our audience towards where the answer is online?
What is the specific question?
It says, do we offer both day and night classes? And I know it's different per area of study.
Yes, we do offer the multi-skilled medical assistant program and multi-skilled medical assistant is both a day and an evening program. The day classes are from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The evening classes are 5:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. The dialysis program is only an evening program. For the first 2 quarters, you do in the evenings from 5:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. And then the third quarter would be done during the day with your externship.
Thank you. And I'm going to take the time before I hand it off to Kelly. Thanks, Bill, to answer a couple of little questions in here. There was a question earlier as to where are the experiential learning classes? I think we would all agree it's almost every class is taught experientially. There are some lectures, but if you heard John talk, he does like to take his students on the roof of Broadway in Macon and get their hands a little dirty at the HVAC that actually runs our facilities down there in Macon. But with that, I just want to give some time to Kelly McWilliams to kind of go over probably what you all want to know if you stuck around this long in the program, and that are, what are the next steps if you're an applied student or if you've been an admitted student, and beyond that, what are the most important dates to keep on your iPhone or your other device over the next couple of weeks. So with that, I'll hand it over to Kelly.
All right, thank you, Jose. So what's next? And I think we're going to throw up some slides about that. So for if you've applied, but you haven't been admitted, haven't gone through the whole process yet, one of your first big steps after you've put in your application is to schedule your Wonderlic entrance assessment. And you do this by contacting your admissions advisor. So whoever reached out to you, your admissions advisor is the person that can schedule your Wonderlic assessment either remotely. You can now take it from whatever device, wherever you are, or you can take it in person in one of our computer labs. That's the first big step. Then once you complete that, pass that assessment, you will make an in-person appointment with your admissions advisor to then complete some paperwork, a letter of intent that we call an enrollment agreement, and some other paperwork like emergency contact info. Make sure you bring your driver's license or a government issued ID, and also proof of graduation from either high school, a homeschool degree program, or a GED. This can be transcripts or a diploma, just some sort of proof of completing a GED or high school or homeschool. For admitted students, so you've done all that, check. Your next steps, make sure you've, just double check you've completed all the paperwork, and then contact your admissions advisor. You'll see a theme. When in doubt, contact your admissions advisor. And you want to make sure you've had your photo taken for your student ID badge. This is especially important for nighttime culinary students, lets you in the building. And I know we've got some secure spaces at our Augusta campus. So want to have those ID badges made. I know the Augusta campus, they tend to do a lot of the uniform try-ons and whatnot on a specific day versus here in Macon, us admissions advisors tend to do it as we meet with students on an individual basis. So get those photos taken for your student ID badges and make sure that you've tried on culinary students, your uniforms, and whatever type of student you are, culinary, health services, HVAC, there's a uniform order form that you fill out for us to order your correct size, for your individual uniform. And then if you haven't completed your FAFSA and done your financial aid arrangements, next step is make sure you contact your financial aid advisor for your campus and have completed those requirements. If you're not sure who that is, your admissions advisor should be able to point you in their direction. So next, let's talk about important dates. So new student orientation, that's the next big thing that it is required for Augusta campus. It is Tuesday, September 27th at 10 a.m. sharp. So when I say 10 a.m. sharp, we've got stuff for you to do right at 10 a.m. So you can arrive actually between 9 and 10 a.m. And we're going to have breakfast. We're going to have some music. We're going to try to make it fun. You get to meet your instructors, meet your classmates, get to know them a little better. For Macon, your new student orientation is Thursday, September 29th. Again, 10 a.m. sharp. It's going to be the same time schedule. You can arrive between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. and we're going to get started right at 10. So again, those dates, Augusta NSO, as we call it for short, Tuesday, September 27th, and Macon's is Thursday, September 29th. Be here by 10 a.m. And we'll have breakfast waiting for you, nice and hot. The students loved it last year. And then finally, first day of class, guys, Monday, October 3rd. The specific time you'll start class will depend on both the shift you signed up for, and you will get a class schedule at new student orientation that will show the time that you need to be here on Monday, October 3rd for the first day of class. So with that, I'm so excited to see you all at new student orientation. I will be at both of them, Macon and Augusta's, the last week of September. And Jose, I'm going to toss it back to you.
Thank you, Kelly. And having worked new student orientation with you and the rest of the team last quarter, you don't want to miss it. I think it was a really good time. I want to thank all my colleagues who joined us tonight. I'm always inspired by working with you and your commitment to the student journey. For those of you that had to step away or had to step off this call for a little bit, this video will be on a YouTube channel almost immediately after we're done. So come back if you want to replay it. Again, in regards to some of the financial aid questions, just shoot us an email at contact@helms.edu, and we'll get to you as soon as possible because I know that's important. But I hope that this session gives everyone a sense of what's next and what's possible with your educational journey at Helms so that you can go towards your targeted career field. If you've met me, you know I'm going to leave you with a little personal story about my journey, my educational experience, and how it impacted my career and where it was able to take me. I did not go to a career school. I decided to go to graduate school. I had the opportunity at the time to go to more exclusive institutions, to go where there was a big name, but I made a different choice. I made a practical choice because I just could not afford to go to those other institutions. I went to a state school that had a very similar curriculum, and I went in with the attitude that some of the educators in this call mentioned. I was going to go in and absorb every last morsel of knowledge that my professors could offer me. And I was going to work my rear end off to apply that knowledge in the workforce. And that perhaps I didn't need one of those Ivy League degrees to get to where I wanted to go in my career. I get out of school, a few years go by, I forget about the whole thing. I'm so busy working. And then one day, the CEO of this very large tech company in Silicon Valley, her voice comes out of the meeting as I'm sitting at my desk, and it says, bring Jose in here. I walked into the room, and in the room, including the CEO who went to Harvard, about 40 other MBAs from some of the top universities in this country, Yale, Stanford, MIT, and Berkeley. And I crawl on in with my little old state degree. The first 15 minutes were incredibly stressful as the CEO and the CFO publicly grilled my approach to my recommendation about this acquisition we were about to make. So I get to the other side of the first few minutes. I look up and I see all these well-pedigreed business people are nodding their heads and listening to me. And that's when I realized that this approach that I took to my education and applying all the skills and understanding that my professors offered to me made more difference than going to the most well-known or the most, renowned colleges in the country. That attitude literally took me to places I never could have imagined, getting to work in North America, Asia, Australia, and all parts of Europe, and a little bit of South America. Now, I mentioned that to you because Chef Haller mentioned that in her classmate at Helms a few years ago when she was studying here, is now working side by side with not just one of the top chefs in Georgia, but as awarded by the James Beard Award, has been recognized one of the top chefs in this country. So with that, I'd encourage you to heed the words of our educators and other colleagues on this call and go in with the attitude that they really eschewed tonight. And that is come in, absorb everything you can, and take all the learnings from how to work in a team environment and apply that to your career. Because I truly believe this, that you can start here and go anywhere you want. With that, thank you and have a wonderful night. I'll see you on campus, and I look forward to seeing what you can do with your Helms career or your Helms education. Good night.